Sorry, we're not doing Crocodile Cacophony just yet. That wasn't supposed to come on till later. Hey, we're not dropping frames. 0. It's fixed. Thank God. I will explain that in a bit. I would like to get into this as soon as possible because I think we have possibly a lengthy night ahead of us. I might be a little bit overly ambitious with this one, but we'll find out. But before I start, I just wanted to, and this would have been, more relevant had I been able to do this the other night, but I still would like to draw your attention to a tweet that a friend of mine sent out a few days ago that I thought was appropriate. Don't be sad if your stream only gets 11 viewers. Just remember, one day, that will be the entire human race. That is from my friend Joe Graham. And I thought that fairly appropriate and hilarious. So, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming. We're going to get right into this, as I said. We played this. This was the first stream we did, and now we're going back to it. We left off at, what is this, Gloomy Gulch? And I said that leaves us at a bit of a lopsided, place. It's not really like the halfway point. We've only got really like one more world to go, essentially. I mean, there's a little bit more than that, but so I said, next time we do this, maybe since we'll have the extra time, why not top it off with we go back and do the original Donkey Kong Country. So we're gonna try and do that, and I keep saying, yeah, the whole game, we can fit in the whole game. But we'll find out if that actually is possible. Because, to be honest, as much as I play video games, which is way too much, I don't actually play video games for that long at a time. I take a lot of breaks in between. I may play for like 30 minutes to an hour, around there, depending on what's going on and what the game is, and if it's a new game, I might spend all day playing it. But if it's if I'm just playing around, I don't play for very long at a time. So streaming is going to be a bit of a different experience for me, in the sense that it's just one straight block of from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what the game is, how well I do in the game, how I'm feeling, and I can't guarantee that by the end of it I'm not going to be, my brain isn't going to be, pudding. So we'll see how it goes. Before I forget, we have, if you have Better Twitch TV installed, we have 5 whole entire emotes that you can use. If I can remember what they even are, I believe we have Clap, we have a Kirby, we have a Thinking Mario, we have Danny Wells Luigi, and we have Ants Please from Vinesauce. And I don't know what application that's going to have, but why the hell not? So if you have Better Twitch TV, browser extension or app or whatever, feel free to use those to your heart's content, as you see fit. So yeah, if you were here the other night, Sunday night, boy would I like to apologize for that dumpster fire. If you were not here, or if you're watching this, you know, in the future on YouTube or something, I went to stream the other night, and the moment I went live, big red notification, and I'm like, oh god, what's this? And I just see the dropped frames counter just going mental. 90% dropped frames out of the gate, and I'm like, oh my god, this is not good. And I haven't had to. We haven't had that problem yet, thankfully, and certainly not to that extent. I mean, the Mega Man stream, we had a little bit of dropped frames here and there, and it was like, it's no big deal. There's a couple times if you go back and you watch the VOD, it kind of stutters a bit. It's not that big of a deal. But that was, I think the total percentage of dropped frames on that stream was like 1%. And we were 90% the other night. Immediately. And so I restarted, I changed a few settings, came back on, same thing. I said, let me restart again. You know, I'm gonna look at a few more things, change a few more things, and I'm like sitting there on fucking Google looking at like Reddit threads from 3 years ago on like, how do I fix dropped frames? How do I make computer be good? And it just was not, you know, every possible solution that I could do at that time had been done and did not work. So it was a matter of figuring out what it was with our internet, or like my connection with my setup, because I am not on a wired connection, which is not, you know, the best thing for streaming, but I don't really have the option otherwise, based on how I'm set up. So yeah, I had to call it. I said, we can't do this tonight. It's not happening. I tested it again yesterday. Same thing. And like looking at, you know, our internet speed, like download speed was fine, but upload was abysmal. It was like around, it kept hovering around like 1.5 megabits per second. And I don't know much about that kind of stuff, but I know that's not right. And, you know, my brother, who is far smarter than I am and far better with computers than I am, said, let me look into, I mean, he told me a couple things that it could possibly be involving, excuse me, the internet and stuff. And he said maybe the router just needs like a firmware update, but I don't think that's going to be it, because usually that happens automatically. But wouldn't you know it, he went and did it earlier, gave it a firmware update, and it works. It works now. I mean, you're seeing me, are you not? I'm not imagining this, right? So, shoutouts to my brother for that, for getting that problem, because I would have never fucking known how to do any of that shit. I'm not that technologically inclined. I just use computers to do things. I don't know much about computers other than the one we got at my house. My mom put a couple games on there and I played them. How is volume and everything going? Because I think I did have to kind of change it between the previous stream and this. Nice of me to ask 15 minutes in if the volume's okay, but trying to get an eye for that kind of stuff, just like where the levels should be. It's good? Alright, awesome, thank you. Here's everybody's favorite level. That takes like 5 minutes. So hopefully there is not, you know, I'm not overestimating. I know how much game is left. I'm aware. I don't know how much time it's going to take. As well as, you know, based on my performance. I mean, we're obviously going to finish this soon. And that's not going to be enough to count for a full stream. So we're going to move on to the original Donkey Kong Country. And I would like to say we can knock out that entire game. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, is that a thing I can do? I'm not really sure. But we'll find out, and maybe that'll end up being like lopsided, and then I'll have to finish that and top that off with another game, and then the cycle will just continue. I will say, now this is not, you son of a, oh my god, I missed the bonus. How did that happen? The thing just like sped up. Well, we're gonna have to come back for that. But no sense really in, you know, dying and starting over. We'll just do the level again and then quit after the bonus. Anyway, for Donkey Kong Country 1, my record time for 100 really. My record time for 101% on that. Okay, I guess we are starting the level over. See, this is what, if this is emblematic of how the night's gonna go, then we're not seeing the end of Donkey Kong Country 1. But I would like to say that my record for that game, 101%, is 59 minutes, based on, I already fucked this up. Based on, you know, that was not an official speed run or anything. That was just a thing I did, and me going by the counter in-game said 59 minutes upon completion. Glitchless, warpless, whatever you want to call it. 101% in under an hour, so not saying, you know, that was a rare occasion. That's not going to happen tonight. But it shouldn't be much longer than that. But why worry about it now? Finish DKC 1, start DKC 3. I could. I would like to do the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 3, and I do not have access to the Game Boy player yet, because the GameCube is hiding. But I will do that eventually. I would really like to do the Game Boy Advance version for a couple of reasons. Oh, hi Ben, and thank you for the host. Thank you for coming. There we go. Didn't force me out that time. I feel like I'm the world's only DKC3 apologist, but I'm not a kitty apologist. No, I match up with that as well in that, I mean, I mentioned this last time when I first really started playing DKC3 and getting acquainted with it, because I did not play it very much when it actually came out. I didn't play it all the way through until years later. I did not really like it initially. It doesn't really quite have the same feel as this in the first game. But the more I go through it, the more I appreciate it for what it is and think it is a good game. It's just a little different. But, no, I fucking hate Kiddy Kong. It should have been... They should have just, you know, kept swapping. And, you know, the first game was Donkey and Diddy. Second game was Diddy and Dixie. Third game should have been Dixie and Donkey. And it would have had... Did I... Oh. We're dying. I missed Squawks. I think I missed Squawks. I thought that's what I did. Yeah, I was supposed to go right here. I'm telling you, streaming is very different from just playing a game. And just like turning yourself off and relaxing and... Oh. That's nice, that's great. Right as I said that. You would think I'm not even looking at the screen. Good thing we have like 75 lives or whatever. Don't know why I got the N. Haven't gotten the K or the O. But it was there. A speed run, this is not. Which, I noticed I was having like issues tagging the stream for some reason with the past ones. I think like Streamlabs was like overwriting the tags once I went live. You know, like I tried for this one, for example, I tried to add tags like 100% casual playthrough, retro. I don't know if those are appearing or if they got like taken out by Streamlabs. Not that I think that's going to, you know, make a vast difference in how many people are here, but so it's been a decent amount of time since I streamed last, and that was not intentional. I did not want to go this long without another stream since the last one, but shit happens. I would like to do a couple times a week, 2 or 3. I think is a good amount. But, since I have not seen you guys in a while, how are you guys doing? What's new with you? As if I haven't been talking to you on Twitter. What's new with you guys? Not necessary. Let's just get out of here. The tags are there? Okay, cool. At least I know to like update it through Twitch ahead of time now, I guess, instead of through Streamlabs.
Just chilling after work. I'm alright, I guess.
I'm alright too. That's about all I can say. That's best as I can say. Is alright. But, you know, I thought maybe this would be fun and take my mind off shit, so. And maybe it will for you too. If it does, that's great. That's actually really cool. Because, you know, streaming has become like TV for me now. And I don't really watch TV anymore. I'm just not that interested. And, now it's like I just wait for, like, streams and Let's Plays every day. And that's kind of like my, entertainment aside from, you know, playing a video game that I've played 1,000 times before. And that's, like, my source of, not just entertainment, but, you know, laughter these days. And it's just people playing video games, being funny. And I admire that. We don't have enough coins. We need more coins. More lives, too. All that for one banana. I'm sorry.
Ben says, what's your beef with Kitty Kong? And Sam says, I know you didn't ask me, but my beef is I just dislike babies.
And, that's another thing I agree with. Which, and I feel... I don't like children, I'm sorry. I don't hate them. I just prefer not to be around them. They're not my thing. I don't know how to act around them. They're annoying. And then I get made out to be this monster every time I just say, like, I don't like children. I don't really want children. It's like, how can you not want children? It's like I'm good, thanks. I can't take care of myself. How the fuck am I gonna take care of a child? Really. And children are like... Even when I was a children, I didn't like children. I didn't like kids. I didn't like babies. And like... I remember, like, as I got older, you know, like, as a teenager, and being around babies, and just not... Babies and, like, toddlers and just young children, and I don't know how to act around them. I mean, I know how, like, you're supposed to act around them, but, like, I feel weird. I feel weird, like, treating a human as a different type of human, I guess? It feels so awkward to me, but, like, you can't go to a baby and be like, yeah, hey, so, how's it going? Drink any good bottles lately? How are the folks? I mean, you could do that with a baby if you really fucking wanted to, but... that's not seen as appropriate, I don't think. But yeah, I don't like kids. I'm never having kids. But, you know, I don't hate them. I don't want anything bad to, like, happen to them. If I see, like, you know, like a news story, like, where, like, something bad has happened to a child, or, like, a child is, like, sick, or they've been injured, it's, like, it's heartbreaking. But, for the most part, I would like kids to stay away from me. Which is weird that I kind of consider sometimes, cartoon-wise, like, I wouldn't mind developing a children's show. But I don't know if that's the best idea if I'm not going to like being around the audience.
This is weirdly reminding me of The Sims. They do have different animations for talking to children, but use the animation for adults when talking to their pets.
That's interesting, actually. Because in my experience, and I think this would be the common experience, is that people generally talk to pets in the same way that they do talk to babies and young children. Which is why I also don't even, like, talk to my cat. I don't know what to say to him. He doesn't understand. Who cares? It'd be cool if you could just talk to them and they just, like, understood. You know, babies or cats, dogs, whatever. And there was no, like, barrier of, like, dumbing things down for them. That has just always been weird to me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I was literally just about to say sorry I haven't said anything for a few seconds because I'm in concentration mode. And clearly not talking was not the issue there.
I do a mix of baby talk and like exasperated scolding. I remember tweeting a while back where my cat sneezed and I said, "Well bless you, baby," in baby talk tone, and then seconds later calling the same cat a dipshit in my regular voice for falling off the windowsill.
I'm just like imagining that scenario, like, "Oh, bless you, baby. Hey, fucking dumbass. What's wrong with you? Can't you balance? Idiot." Speaking of cats. I had written down like a number of things I wanted to talk about on stream, and wouldn't you know it, I don't remember any of them. Oops. Can I do that one again, or yeah, we can just go right back. It's real weird. I did the exact same thing. Let's see if I do it a third time. It's really weird watching back the VODs of these so far. Because like I've been like editing, not editing, but like clipping certain things and like, you know, cutting out parts and whatever to upload to YouTube and all. And it's weird watching these back. It's been so long since like back when I made cartoons, and like I would have to watch that back like a lot, you know, every time like the animation would change or like I would do something new. I would have to watch it back and listen to myself like over and over and over again, and I missed the secret. I'm not used to doing this because I usually take the shortcut. No, but like I would just have to listen to my voice over and over, and after a while, you know, I got used to hearing myself, and now it's been so long that I'm not used to hearing what I actually sound like anymore. So that's a thing I have to like adjust to, and he's gonna win. It's weird as well to like watch it back and be like, why did I say this, or like why did I do this? I should have said that. I should have said this. And I suppose maybe that's a thing that everyone would do in this case, but unfortunately this is not a thing I can go back and obviously do retakes of a live stream. That would be weird. But it's just an exercise in dealing with what you have done, and just accepting it. And like if you're upset about something, then say, you know, I'll just, you know, hopefully do it better next time. But it's the same again. I hearken it back to the animation thing, in which like I would watch these cartoons back with, like, both a sense of embarrassment and a sense of pride, or, like, proudness, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Now it's like I'm doing that with these VODs, and I'm, like, watching them after I go offline with, like, this feeling of, like, wow, is that me? Did I really do that? So, this is not the end, as I'm sure most people know by now, because it's not 1995 anymore. This is the final boss, yes, but we have still one more level and one more boss to go through after this. And then we'll be done, and then we can move on to the original DKC. K-Rool, I never really liked him that much growing up. And so, like, when everyone was kind of, like, you know, once it started becoming a thing, like, everyone wanted K-Rool in Smash, I was like, how's that gonna work? Who cares? He's not important enough, he's not gonna have, like, moves or... I mean, I just, like, immediately wrote it off as, like, never happening. Which I did with Ridley as well, and, you know, we all know how that went. And we all know how K-Rool went. And ended up becoming, like, my favorite newcomer by, like, a long shot. I think it's probably still my most used character. He's just fun to play as. Get out of there. But it's really cool to see both how different and how much the same they kept him. Different in the sense that, like, you know, the technology's better and he looks better than these mid-90s renders. Like, he looks so much more polished and likable, to be honest. I never liked a lot of the renders for these games, the Donkey Kong Country games. I hated the, like, a lot of that promotional art you would see, like, in the instruction booklets and stuff. I didn't like it at all. And as a result, I kinda didn't like Donkey Kong for a good chunk of time. And then, like, once... You know, like, once the technology started getting better and the renders started looking nicer, it was like... He started looking cuter. And I started liking him a lot more, so...
Still can't get over the GDQ speedrun where they did the true ending before this one somehow.
Did they use, like, the cheat to get all 75 Creme coins immediately, or...? I'm curious how that's even possible, yeah. I don't know if we have to sit through all this. I don't know if, like, you're... At what point this saves and you're allowed to, like, reset. I'll do it, like, when the credits start, I guess.
We have to see my hero status first.
And you can't, you can't skip this, by the way. It's, I mean, speed it up. I'm almost as good as Mario. That No Hopes trash can didn't age well, did it? With, at least for Sonic. I mean, Earthworm Jim can stay in there as far as I'm concerned, but... But now they're friends. They go to the Olympics together. I'm gonna make a... Just in case... that this doesn't... I want to reset here and see if we can just move on. But in case I do have to sit through the entire credits, then we'll have a save state. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So we got one level left, and one boss left, and then we'll move on. Didn't have to do a damn thing in that room. Only problem with this is it does not save your lives and coins and all that. So you're coming back to the final level and the final boss with very few lives, which I hope is not going to be an issue, but anything could happen. Is there a remake of Earthworm Jim? Not a remake, but like a reboot of Earthworm Jim happening? Like I feel like I've heard that a couple times now. I don't know if there's any truth to that or if it's like very early stages or what, but I rented the games like a couple times and like I don't know. I just couldn't get into them.
There's a new Earthworm Jim coming to Oya. What? I don't know what Oya is, or I forget what it is.
I don't think I've seen that combination of letters before. But yeah, I never really liked the games, and then of course, you know, now I don't think they've really aged that well, and the creator is kind of an asshole. Not to get too much into that, but you know. he's not well liked, let's say. Which is very unfortunate, because I do think he had a good art style and everything, and he was creative, but let someone else take the reins. Oh yeah, he did do Cat Scratch. I forgot that was even like a thing, but I believe, if I remember correctly, the Cat Scratch show was like very different from his initial, like there were comics of it, correct, or something, or I don't really remember. There was like an iteration of Cat Scratch before the Nickelodeon show, and it was like very different. I watched a bit of the show back when that was on. That was like the mid-2000s, right? It wasn't like something I went too far out of my way to watch, but I had seen a decent chunk of it, I guess. But that's one of those things, like, I don't remember unless it's explicitly brought up. I just liked that Wayne Knight was in it. Because I fucking love his voice. He's a great actor. I would definitely love to have him as a voice if I ever did a cartoon. A real one. I'm going to see if I can do this entire boss as just Diddy. And not use Dixie's hair twirl. Can it be done? The answer is yes, because I've done it. But can it be done on stream is the question. The answer was almost no. It may still be no. I love that light in the background, that color combination. Just looks so cool. Oh no. Okay, we did it. Threw it a little too prematurely, but we're good. Nice going, kid. You blew up the entire island. Diddy is a better hero than Mario, confirmed. Because Mario missed a DK coin somewhere. I don't know which one it was. And that's that. You get this cool end screen and some cool colors, and that's it. there's Donkey Kong Country 2. We did it. We finished it. The rest in under an hour. Nice. So, I think I will just, I might as well take a quick BRB, and we'll move back on to the next game, by which I mean the previous game. One second. Alright, yeah. I will be right back with Donkey Kong Country 1, and we will see if we can, in fact, do the whole game tonight without me dying. So, hang tight. I will be right back.